While in the East, Antony resumed his more indulgent lifestyle, keeping himself entertained with feasts and parties. With his wife in Rome, he kept himself entertained with women too. Some communities even celebrated him as a god, like Caesar and Pompey before him. Yes, indeed. Life was going very well for Mark Antony.
I love what I'm seeing. I love what's going on right now. This is what it's all about.
The Eastern client kings, who depended on Rome's favor to hold their thrones, came to Antony to win his appeal. One such monarch was no king, but Queen Cleopatra of Egypt. Her husband and brother, King Ptolemy XIV, had since died, leaving her queen and her eldest child Ptolemy Caesarion as king. She arrived fashionably late on an impressive pleasure boat. Crowds watched her sail, and she dazzled them, dressed like a goddess. But she only needed to dazzle one man, Mark Antony. Antony invited her to dine with him, but she declined, and instead invited him to dine with her. That night, Antony got a taste of royalty. Additionally, just like Caesar, Antony and Cleopatra seemed to be quickly falling in love. The now 28-year-old queen was as intelligent, charming, witty, and beautiful as ever. Antony, in his early 40s, was a muscular, passionate, swaggering war hero.
Hunka, hunka.
There was a clear political attraction too. For Cleopatra, she needed the triumvirate to approve of her, and Antony was now the most celebrated of the triumvirs. For Antony, just like Caesar, a stable Egypt could stabilize the Republic. Cleopatra's extravagant introduction displayed all the wealth and beauty of Egypt and gave Antony a taste of a more delicious life.
Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
Allying with Cleopatra would stabilize the Republic with Egypt's riches. Having an affair with Cleopatra would make Antony himself all the richer. Within the year, Cleopatra gave birth to Antony's twins, Alexander Helios and Cleopatra Selene. Octavian, trying to bring himself closer to Sextus Pompey, divorced Antony's stepdaughter. Octavian claimed his marriage with the 15-year-old was never consummated, which was likely the case. Now single, Octavian married Scribonia, a woman a decade older than him. Scribonia was Sextus Pompey's father-in-law's sister and a supporter of Sextus. Octavian hoped that by being closer to the family, he might be able to negotiate a peace and Sextus would stop raiding shipments of food destined for the Roman people. Unfortunately for Octavian, he disliked his new wife, and relations with Sextus Pompey did not improve.
But this was a marriage of spirit, flesh, and bone.
I've made a huge mistake.
The young Octavian was also finding love. Scribonia gave birth to his daughter Julia in 39 BCE, but Octavian felt no love for his wife, and in fact, divorced her as soon as Julia was born. Octavian even said why, telling her he could no longer stand her bitter personality.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
He had married Scribonia out of political convenience, but more recently, he was busying himself in other men's beds with their wives, just as Caesar and his fellow triumvir Antony enjoyed affairs with powerful women before him. Livia came from an aristocratic pedigree, a patrician of the Claudian family and distantly related to her husband. Her father had committed suicide after losing with Brutus and Cassius against Antony and Octavian. The couple had a hard time reclaiming the quarter of the wealth they were due, but returning to Rome, the 20-year-old Livia caught the eye of Octavian. Just like Cleopatra and Caesar, and Cleopatra and Antony, there seemed to be an immediate magnetic attraction between the two. Livia was beautiful, but also, as Octavian would find, intelligent, charming, full of wit, and tenacity.
My God, she's something special. I'm just gonna leave it at that. She is sensational.
She survived with her husband on their bad years on the run, escaping forest fires and nearly being found in the wilderness as her infant son Tiberius cried out. And to Livia, comparing the youngest triumvir to her politically impotent husband was no contest. Gaius Julius Caesar Octavianus was as ambitious, confident, and far more powerful than even Julius Caesar had been at this point in his life.
I love him. He's crushing it too.
When Octavian met Livia, she was pregnant with Claudius Nero's second child. It didn't stop Livia and her triumvir from starting an affair. Claudius Nero willingly divorced his pregnant wife in October 39 BCE, although he was in no position to refuse Octavian. Livia was immediately engaged to Octavian and lived with him. In January 38 BCE, 3 days after she gave birth to Claudius Nero's son, she married Octavian. Their wedding was a lavish affair with a Greek god theme. While Antony had role-played as Dionysus, Octavian role-played as Apollo. As Livia didn't have many living male family members, her ex-husband Claudius Nero gave her away to Octavian. This, of course, played horribly for Octavian, criticized for abusing his power to steal another man's wife. However, Livia herself was very ready to marry Octavian, perhaps wanting to lock up the young triumvir while she could. Octavian's extravagant feast also did not play well. Rome was back to starving. Due to a perception of promises being made and broken, someone cut off Rome's food supply again. Who, you may ask?
Boopy doopy doop boop sex.
Tus. Indeed, peace with Sextus Pompey lasted about a year before he was back to starving Rome from food. As the people starved, Octavian dressed as a Greek god and feasted with his friends and made his new wife's ex-husband give her away at the ceremony.
Oh, stop booing! There's nothing wrong with it!
Another problem for the 25-year-old Octavian to fix.